I got it. All right, welcome back to Mason, Ohio at GameSwap. We're heading into round 4 of Friday Night Magic. You got Brent Rogers with
Mark Anliker, and I'm eating cookies. So please excuse my any chomping or
Why didn't you get those
any
like
unsavory
right
noises
after last round?
I don't know. I was distracted. I should have eaten these early. I'm so sorry, folks. You can blame this one on me.
I don't think you are.
I'm not that sorry. No, you've seen through my my alligator tears.
I don't see no tears.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Okay.
All right, so blue-green Merfolk versus Tribal Flame Zoo.
Ooh, this will be fun.
This is a sweet matchup. Yeah, I'm gonna say this one is like kind of even, but I think slightly in Tribal Zoo's flavor. Excuse me, favor. Too many cookies. In Tribal Zoo's favor. Alan has 4 bolts, 4 paths, and 4 tribal flames. That's a lot of removal for Merfolk to fight through. And if Luke doesn't have a critical mass of Merfolk in play, Alan's creatures are just better. Like Wild Nicodle is better than this 1-mana 2/2.
Yeah,
as long as Alan can control the lords.
I think the Tribal Zoo should have a advantage here. Can you calm down with your chomping? I can hear it.
I'm sorry, I'm trying. These cookies are so good, and I'm gonna try to do it real quietly.
What flavor cookies?
Oh, these are like just
Vanilla.
vanilla, yeah. So what is that land? Is that an unclaimed territory that Luke
Yeah,
played?
dude. Yeah,
Do you play that?
he does.
I guess you play. I guess why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it just makes sure you don't,
So you play 4 caverns and 4 of those.
why not?
I guess yeah. Why not? It wasn't something I'd thought about. Are you playing any fetch lands or just botanical sanctums?
Oh yeah,
and
he
breeding?
plays at some fetches.
Well, how many can you possibly need? Did he cut the Mutavaults?
No,
There's no reason to play Breeding Pool unless you're playing fetch lands.
he is playing fetch lands.
So isn't that too many lands though? Like, did he have to cut the Mutavaults? Like, if you're playing Breeding Pool, that means you've got to be playing fetch lands. Otherwise, you just play only Botanical Sanctums. But if you have like 4 Botanical Sanctums, 4 Unclaimed Territory, 4 Cavern of Souls, 2 Breeding Pools, an island, a forest, and like 3 Misties, there's like no room for Cavern of Souls, or I'm sorry, for Mutavault. I guess maybe you skip Mutavault. Did they really do that? That doesn't seem good.
I'm trying to think if I remember seeing him have Mutavault last time I played against him.
People are trying to figure out this blue-green thing. I think the deck can be good. People just have to figure it out. And I guess trial by fire.
You mean trial and error? Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to talk to you while you eat. Be professional, Mark. Eat between rounds.
Okay. Trial by fire. Now that I'm done chewing and can respond.
You're still chewing.
Trial by fire is not the same thing as trial and error. And I did not mean trial and error. What I meant by trial by fire is that he's testing it out in the field of combat, and he'll figure out if it's bad through playing it.
I understand now.
I guess
I've never heard of it before.
Really?
That must be an Indiana thing.
I guess it's a Hoosier thing.
A Hoosier?
You know that? Did you know that? That's what people from Indiana are called.
Are Hoosiers?
Yeah, we're called Hoosiers. Do you know where that term comes from?
No, but can I call you Hoosier from now on?
Sure.
Hey, Hoosier.
So no one really knows where Hoosier comes from
You just said you came from Indiana.
Well, there's a lot of guesses
You're a
about
Hoosier now.
right, but
Jeez.
even Hoosiers don't know where it comes from. But some people speculate that it's from like a slur of whose ear, like WHO''s ear, like the body part. Whose ear?
No, I get that.
Okay,
Mark. I get that. I'm just trying to figure out where people are asking.
And whose ear has to do with, according to legend, in Indiana, people used to wrestle a lot, and it would get pretty violent, and they would bite off one another's ears, so much so that you would find ears on the ground, and you'd pick it up and you'd say, "Whose ear is this?" So
you had like a whole state full of just
ears, ears of corn, ears of ears of people.
I was gonna go with a whole state of Mike Tyson's, but
sure. Anyway,
I hope he's not watching this. I don't want him to come kick my ass.
So when I play Nyapile against Merfolk,
this ain't Nyapile.
This is usually it's kind of Nyapile. This is usually how it goes. I play a Nicodle. I play some Hierarchs. My Nicodle swings for a lot. I play an Ajani Vengeant, and Ajani Vengeant wins. But I think Luke has had some awkward mana troubles. He's stuck on 2 lands, and without an Aether Vial, he cannot deploy more than one guy a turn.
Or a Noble Hierarch. Remember, we talked about this.
Say what?
Or he doesn't have a Noble Hierarch.
Yeah, he doesn't have his Noble Hierarch.
We talked about this.
We did. But yeah, Luke cannot deploy cards fast enough.
Yeah, no, he's in a lot of trouble.
Like, if Alan just Lightning Helixes this Harbinger with the Ajani, like, I don't see how you... Like, I don't think Luke can come back from that.
I don't know. Life totals.
Yeah. Well, after he helixes it, Alan will be up to 15.
But is he going to?
I guess if you're Alan, you could also just tap down Breeding Pool and play a blocker, because if your opponent's actually stuck on 1 mana, if you tap down that Breeding Pool, I mean, your opponent actually can't do anything. Is he plussing up? Yeah, he's plussing up on Breeding Pool. I like it. But that's only a good play if you find a blocker here. You don't want to block. You don't want to chump block with Hierarch.
Completely agree.
Okay, well, I guess he's... Oh, does Alan have Snapcaster? I think he's going to use his Hierarch for blue mana.
Yeah, that is a snap.
Is he going to Snapcaster... What spell does he have in the yard?
Yeah, I don't know.
If we were paying more attention, we would know.
Oh, he just moved his graveyard in the replay.
Oh, no, he's not. He's not flashing in Snap. Yeah, Alan just needs a real creature. Like a Knight of the Reliquary would just like take this away, or locks it on the Smiter, or... Yeah, Nicodle seems fine. He's plussing on the land again.
How do you feel about Nicodle?
I think the card's great. I mean, it's the best. You can't argue that it's the best tempo creature in Modern. It is
over Tarmogoyf?
Yeah, it's a 1-mana 3/3. I mean, there's nothing that compares. Death Shadow, you can't say Death Shadow's a tempo play because you can't play it on turn 1.
Hold my beer.
Hold my yeah. Fetch, Shock, Street Wraith, Street Wraith, Street Wraith, Street Wraith.
Yeah.
No, I mean it doesn't get better than Wild Nicodle for these. Oh, geez. See, this might be where it's kind of greedy for Alan to have been plussing up on the land instead of just helixing those creatures. Alan could have helixed multiple creatures, and then Luke would not have much of a board. But it's also kind of unfortunate that he whiffed on playing real creatures.
I'll tell you what, Luke's been doing really well with this blue-green Merfolk.
Sure. Also, interestingly, Alan intentionally fetched for that blue source Hallowed Fountain, despite not having a blue card to play in hand besides Snap, and thus turning on his opponent's Island Walk for free. Alan intentionally got that Hallowed Fountain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so someone's saying that Delver is a better temp. It doesn't have 3 toughness. I don't know what else to say. I mean, Nicodle is Nicodle.
Nicodle doesn't always have 3 toughness, though, right?
Sure, that's true, but Delver is not always a 3/2 flyer. I'd say it's easier for Nicodle to be a 3/3 than it is for Delver to be a 3/2.
But Delver has flying. Yeah, don't worry. I'll wait for your comment while you chew, buddy.
Yeah, don't mind me. Just eating some vanilla cookies.
I don't mind you.
Okay.
Isn't it great just commentating with me? Okay. Just eat your cookies.
Oh, hey, Johnny Lynn, what's up? Yeah, Delver flies, but Nicodle is Nicodle.
I really want to play a deck with Nakano in it, but
It's a 1-mana 3/3. What's
Yeah.
not to love? Though I will say Narnum Renegade is pretty sweet.
what is it?
Narnum Renegade, the 2/3 Death Touch Revolt guy.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, though, the 2 versus 3 power really does make a difference when you're talking about putting a clock on.
For sure.
Like, if you're playing against Tron, you want to play 2 Nicodles
Can we not
on
play
turns
against Tron?
1 and 2.
Why do you keep bringing up Tron?
Well, sure.
You don't like Tron. I don't like Tron. Why do we
No
keep
one likes
bringing it
Tron.
up? No, that's not true. The scumbags who play Tron like Tron.
I don't think they like it. I think they play
Mark,
it.
Look at me. Look at me, Mark. Why would they play it if they don't like it? Right?
They like. Well, some people play decks like that just because they like when their opponents salt. Have you heard about people like this? They play specific strategies and decks because they enjoy the looks on their opponents' faces. The defeated, sad, frustrated, salty looks.
Honestly, haven't heard about it, but that sounds like me.
Sounds like you.
Sounds like me.
Do you play Tron?
No, but I play ad nauseum, which I get bad looks too.
Sure. Yeah.
I lay down that turn 1 Lotus Bloom, and they're like, ugh!
See, what really gets me is when someone plays a turn 1 Temple of Deceit. Because then I'm like, okay, hold up. Turn 1 Temple of Deceit. Either this is my worst nightmare and they're playing ad nauseum, or they're playing a shitty budget black-blue control deck. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But when I play it, it's ad nauseum.
Sure. See, what really gets me is when people go turn 1 Temple of Deceit, turn 2 untap Temple of Deceit, play another Temple of Deceit, scry 1, play Serum Visions, because then I still don't know. Is this shitty black blue control, or is it ad nauseum?
All right. What if they play the Temple, right? Scry.
If they play a Temple of...
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, the Temple, the
Temple of
blue-black
Deceit,
one.
yeah.
Or the blue...
Or the blue...
Well, the blue-white, that's just a shitty
Enlightenment.
blue-white control.
Sure,
Anyway.
yeah.
Anyway, you play the blue-black or blue-white Temple, right? They scry. They look at their hand and play Lotus Bloom. How would you feel? Then you know it's your worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Johnny Lynn, in regards to... Excuse me, in regard to... It's not in regards to, I think. Anyway,
Grammar Nazi over
Death
here?
Touch holding back Goyfs on Narnum Renegade. So, I encourage you to think about the usage of Wild Nicodle in most decks that play it, like decks like Allen's, or decks like Naya, mid-range pile. You usually have 4 to 8 Exalted Triggers main board. As few as 4, but as many as 8. And when you have that many Exalted Triggers, Nicodle actually takes on Goyf by itself. You go on the offensive and swing into Goyfs.
Sure.
If you have a 3/3 Nicodle with 2 Exalted Triggers swinging as a 5/5 against a 4/5 Goyf,
That's pretty beefy.
you don't need to hold back Goyfs. You're swinging into Goyfs.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
That's what the Nicodle deck can do with Exalted. I do not endorse playing Nicodle unless you have Exalted Triggers, because it is quickly outclassed by Tarmogoyfs. But if you have 4, 5, 6, 7 mainboard Exalted Triggers, Nicodle is just a fantastic card.
Oh, I agree.
Like turn 1, play it out. Turn 2, swing for 4.
Every time we've played it, and I'm on my Abzan, and you play Nicodle, I'm just like, damn, that's a beast.
Yeah, because
That's a beast right there.
Tarmogoyf decks don't like seeing Lingering Souls, but Wild Nicodle decks, especially with Exalted, they don't mind seeing Lingering Souls,
Yeah,
because I got a guy out on turn 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swing into your souls, and you're gonna have to chump block early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Nicodle plus Exalted, like this deck that Alan is playing.
For sure. What's that red card?
That is a OG Grim Lavamancer.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that art.
Alan's playing these guys' main board, and that art's sweet. I love that art on Lavamancer. Foil ones of those are like $100.
It's ridiculous. Oh, I like that art so much better.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that set is Torment maybe, and yeah, those things cost like literally. They might even be more than $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool.
All right, so question.
Sure. Answer. Daily double. Anybody? Jeopardy? Okay.
No, I got you.
All right.
I watch good TV though.
I don't really watch television.
All right.
So.
The Kira, right? Was that Kira?
That was a Kira.
The squid thingy?
Yeah.
Do you like that better or the Merfolk one that just came out?
So there are clear ups and downs of each one.
Sure.
Kira is worse when abrupt decay is prevalent.
Okay.
Because, abrupt decay just
can't be countered.
Yeah, can't be countered.
That's a good card.
Whereas against the other one, like Kopala, is that the name? Abrupt decay still costs 4 mana. So Kopala is better against the abrupt decay meta.
Sure.
We're not really in one of those right now, though.
A what?
We're not really in an abrupt decay meta right now.
Sorry, I totally spaced out.
Okay, that's right.
But
so
I got you now. I'm on track.
But Kopala is certainly better against abrupt decay. But one big deal on Kira is flying. And a lot of people say that's not relevant because Merfolk has Island Walk, so the flying on Kira is kind of irrelevant.
I disagree.
Yeah, I also disagree. You can't say that flying is not a relevant keyword.
So good.
I mean, yeah, if you don't always have Island Walk online.
For sure.
You don't always have an island, an Island Walk Lord in play. Sometimes you got to kill your opponent's, Nahiri Planeswalker with just your Kira. And sometimes the only way to do that is because your Kira has flying.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
So Kira is a great card. The other thing about Kopala is I think that's the name, right? Kopala. Kopala is not great against big mana decks. Like if I'm playing.
Let me guess. Tron.
Well, not just Tron. It's, it's like Valakut and all these decks that have mana to spare.
Yeah, but Valakut doesn't. Valakut's not trying to aim at your targets. He's just they're over there playing solitaire.
Well, yeah, but
trying to get the turn.
But a Valakut deck also has lightning bolts and things like that.
I mean, sure, but I don't know.
So I think Kopala is worse. I would rather play Kira, but I think it depends.
There's less synergy. It doesn't get the bonuses from the lords.
Well, it's less obvious synergy. Obviously, Kopala is a Merfolk, and that's dope.
That's dope.
I think Kira is a hell of a card, and still deserves.
I'm not saying it's
deserves to be played.
Look, I'm not saying it's not a good card. I'm just saying which one would be better in the meta. I guess here at the card shop.
I think Kira is better here.
I would agree.
And I think Kira is still better at large. But I can totally understand people wanting to play both.
I think that's a little too much.
Well, for one, a lot of people played, multiple Kiras.
Oh, man.
And I hate playing multiple Legends. So I can totally see like a 1-1 split.
Luke has Aether Vial. He does have Mutavaults. Oh, man. What is his mana base? Is the Unclaimed just to cheapen the price so he doesn't have to get Cavern?
Yeah, that could be. I didn't think about that. That could just be his budget Caverns, because there's no way you can fit Mutavault in the mana base if you have 4 territories and 4 Caverns.
I would think it's unnecessary, too.
It could be that he just has 4 Caverns and like 1 unclaimed territory or something.
Yeah,
Okay, there were 2 unclaimed territories last game, so they might just be budget Caverns.
I really don't think you need that many different lands to produce, able to produce all 5 colors when you only have two different color creatures. Like Mutavault, absolutely, because it's also a Merfolk.
Yeah.
But you're a blue-green deck. It's not like you're 5-color humans, right?
Sure. So this is interesting. Once again, I think Alan did in fact make 2 arguable mistakes last game.
Okay.
One of them was not leveraging a Ajani Vengeance power to Helix your opponent's threats and actually generate card advantage. Instead, Alan tried to gimmick his opponent by tapping his lands down.
Yeah.
Or keeping his 1 land tapped. So I don't think he leveraged Ajani Vengeance correctly, but he also fetched for a blue source that he didn't need to fetch for, when all he had was a Snapcaster in hand and no instants in the yard.
Right.
So I think he's done the same thing again this game. Why did he get this Steam Vents? Just turning on his opponent's Island Walk prematurely.
Explosive.
Yeah, but he's playing a 4/5 color deck, right? And he's got another fetch land in hand. I don't see why you get the island so aggressively. I think Alan just might not have thought of that.
Yeah, that's very confusing because I know Luke's just gonna be like, yeah, sure, you can.
Engineered on 1 is solid.
Yeah, for sure. Get rid of those Aether Vials. That's gonna slow Luke way down.
That didn't even. I would not have recommended cracking it. I mean, it's nice that it puts Artifact in the yard, but I would not have recommended popping it there. Engineered on 1 is so good against Luke's deck. Engineered on 2 is the best thing to put it on, but on 1 you take out, Curse Catcher, you take out the green guy, the 1-mana 2/2. I don't know. I think he could have held on to it longer, but I don't know.
I think that was good because if you let him get any higher, then he can just be like, all right, in response, throw something out with it before it dies.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's a. I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a pretty good idea.
I mean, I think it's working out here because Luke is once again stuck on 2 lands.
Sure.
But to me, again, that taking out the Aether Vials there seems like the same kind of thing as the Ajani. It seems like the gimmick play. It's not helping you.
Yeah. Well, okay. So think about this though. If Luke does see the EEs on 1, he can totally just play around playing creatures with 1 CMC. Right? Just play around that. Just keep laying your 2-drops.
Yeah, and I guess Alan also has his own 1-drops, and of course Alan, does not have hand information about, the 1-drops, how many 1-drops are in Luke's hand, which at this point I think are none. But I guess I don't see the point of using the spreading seas so early. I don't know, but it is work. I agree, it's working out.
So Alan doesn't have any green source right now. But I'm sure he's going to be able to fetch.
He has an Arid Mesa, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be able to fetch that.
My guess is he gets a Temple Garden here. What do we think? Or a Stomping Ground.
I'm sure. So he's not playing black?
I think he has 1 black source, like an Overgrown Tomb.
Yeah, okay.
He gets a Stomping Ground.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I guess that looks right. Dude, I don't know.
Luke has a lot of cards in hand that he just can't play without these vials, so it's definitely working out for Alan.
Yeah. See, I told you. I think
another Ajani Vengeance. So Helix here.
Dude, tap down his blue. Yeah.
See, I don't know.
What's his mind? So he starts out at 3.
So
right?
Yes, but here's the question.
Yeah.
So if you Helix there, you guarantee taking a guy off the board.
Okay.
If you and then you can get blown out by your opponent hitting their land drop, but your opponent can't simultaneously activate Mutavault and hit a land drop to play an Island Walker, so you actually don't get blown out there ever by helixing because Nakatl can block the Mutavault swinging.
Right.
Like, you definitely got to helix this thing now.
No, chat. We do. Wait, do we? Yeah, we have 1 Elves deck. Yes, 1 Elves deck. I don't think he's doing very well. I just saw it. Matt. I don't know how well he's doing tonight.
So Alan is swinging with Nakatl, and I assume he's going to Tribal Flames this Silvergill post-combat. But I still don't see why we're not leveraging the Ajani Helix. I mean, this is exactly what got him into trouble last game.
Right.
Right, because his opponent did hit the lands, did just drop lords. He let guys accumulate on board. He did give them Island Walk.
See, Luke just got a land now, so really, I think Alan's going to be kicking himself in the ass now because...
Well, now he doesn't have double blue yet, but he can play another guy.
Yeah, he can play another guy.
And
That's all that matters.
if he plays another guy, and then Alan continues to tap up on a blue land again, and then Luke hits another blue drop, or excuse me, another land drop, then Luke can still just play out the Lord, and we have almost the exact scenario of Game 1.
Yep.
You know, because Luke has Island Walk online. He's got the Explorer guy here. So we will put that in our hand. Or leave it on top. Yeah, that's right. We only put lands in our hand. Oh, man, I just don't like the way Alan has played. This is Johnny.
Oh, now he's going to lightning helix. Okay.
Okay, well, Luke just
scoop it up?
Luke scoops it up. So I think, you know what, I think Luke would not have scooped it up if he... oh, wait, was that lethal? Was that Helix Tribal Flames for lethal? For 7? I can't tell if that was lethal or if Luke just decided he can't beat that.
I think Luke just decided. Because Luke's a relatively new player, and I think he's just like, nope, I know. I can't come back. I need to go wide real fast.
If he was at 11, did Alan, like... Well, that doesn't make sense either. Because the Nakata only swings for 3, and Luke had a blocker anyway. So, yeah, I guess Luke decided if he's actually going to use the minus on his Johnny, I'd better scoop.
Yeah, might as well. No need to waste time here.
But, yeah, I mean, Alan could have, I think... if that's... Given that his opponent was planning on scooping like that on that kind of board state, Alan could have forced the scoop a lot earlier by... oh, thank you, Eddie.
No. He doesn't get any. I bought him cookies.
Thank you, Eddie,
oh,
for
you
your
took the yellow one?
kindness.
That's fine.
Merry Christmas to you.
What?
Happy holidays.
I got you cookies first.
I said thank you.
I didn't get no Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I literally said it would make my Christmas miracle come true.
But you didn't wish me a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Hey, Mark.
Go back.
Merry Christmas.
Listen to the Thank you, Brent.
Yeah. See, I did it first.
Happy holidays.
No, it's Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Don't get me started. I'm not an SJW. I'm not getting into this. I'll never be asked to commentate
All right, so
again.
folks, we are going to game 3. It's going to be an exciting one. Luke is going to be on the play. That's definitely relevant. But as we know, turn 1 green Merfolk is not as good as turn 1 green Cat Warrior. How do we feel about that statement?
Yeah, I agree. What, are you eating some more?
Uh-huh.
Way to be a professional, Mark. Very proud of you. No, I think they're both 2-1. Right? Did you take a look at the record?
I believe this is table 7.
So yeah, 2-1.
So I think they're both X1.
I think Luke's got like 3 lands in hand. I think he's feeling really good about that.
Yeah, that seems like a good thing. So do we have a Silvergill? Okay, we got a fake Silvergill.
That's a land.
Oh, did he actually get a land off it?
Yeah, he did.
Well,
He got a green-blue.
Well, sweet. But doesn't that mean you get a counter? Oh, you only get a counter if you put it in your graveyard, right?
Yeah. No, if you keep it on top or the graveyard. Can we pull that card up?
Yeah, could someone pull up this Explore Merfolk? Explore is a very great mechanic because it explicitly tells you...
so weird.
But it tells you exactly what to do on the card.
Well, that's what most cards should do.
Well, most cards don't do that, but Explore literally takes you step by step through the entire process. I just can't think of how I think it makes perfect flavor sense, right? Reveal the top card, put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a counter on this creature, then put the card... Okay, yeah. So if you get a land, no counter.
Okay. So, you know what's another card that just is mind-boggling?
What's that?
Lightning Storm.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Slippery Boggle, you know, because it's Mind-boggling. All right. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, you can get out. No,
not-
I don't even want to talk about that.
Not a-
Mark, you can get out.
I am not a fan of Lightning Storm.
Why? Because I kicked your ass with it too many times?
Well, that too.
It's okay to be bad.
The card just doesn't. I mean, I like that it opens up an archetype for Adnaz.
Yeah.
I just it's just so wonky.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a card you'll ever see me play.
It is a card you'll see me play.
I only play cards that operate firmly within like the intelligible realms of like if it has clear numbers that can count that make sense.
It makes sense.
Like if a card says draw 2 cards or kill 1 creature, then I play it.
Hey Mark.
Yep.
Read the card nice and slowly. It makes sense.
It does make sense, but I don't like things that use outlandish, not like because Lightning Storm.
X
what you're
plus 3.
Yeah, what you're doing. Well, yeah, but what you're doing with it is like, okay, I just drew 45 cards. Like I don't play cards that draw 45 cards. I don't put out cards with Annihilator 6. I don't do any of
We're
this.
not talking about Tron again. Stop it. Conflagrate is dope. How do you feel about Dredge?
All
right.
So let me tell you how I feel about the deck.
Got it.
The current deck,
Yep.
Dredge. I do not like how Prized Amalgam and Cathartic Reunion caused Dredge to be this extremely like one-dimensional deck. There used to be a lot of Dredge decks. There used to be Dredge Vine, and there used to be Complex Dredge Reanimator, like
Right.
where you would play Iona Elish Norn, but you could also play like an aggro package. You could play like Zombie Infestation Dredge, like mid-range, Pharaoh. You play the Undead Pharaoh guy, and you play Zombie Infestation and Conflagrate and Flame Jab and Raven's Crime and all the cool stuff. There were lots of ways to do it, lots of ways to play aggro, mid-range control combo with Dredge. Now when you say Dredge, what you mean is Prized Amalgam, Narcomoeba, Conflagrate, and I think that deck is just extremely boring. I could never play a tournament with that deck. I would just get so bored. Like, I think there's very little. I mean, there's a lot of play to it, kind of, but you do the exact same thing every game. You have the same win cons. I just strongly dislike what Prized Amalgam did to the archetype of Dredge.
So what you're saying is not only is Dredge boring,
Yes,
but Ad Nauseam is boring?
I think they're boring to play. They're not boring for the format. Both decks excite the format.
No, I'm saying to play.
Okay, yeah.
To
yeah,
play.
Yeah.
And then you're also saying Valakut is also boring.
Valakut, to me, would be boring to play, yeah.
I agree. What decks aren't boring?
I think...
Any mid-range.
I think basically, yeah. I think
Any skill-based deck.
Well, every deck... Magic is a game of skill, and every deck involves a lot of skills. That's kind of...
I would disagree. Valakut, all you have to do is count to 7.
There's obviously a range. There's a spectrum, but I think a lot of decks are really fun to play. But you will never catch me playing Valakut, Ad Nauseam, or Dredge.
You will not catch me play Tron ever again. I did it one time, hated myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your opponents hated you too.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. I play one Tron land, and they're just like, just like the biggest sigh you'll ever hear.
See, that's how I feel when I lost the dice roll. If I won the dice roll, and I play a turn 1 Nacatl or Hierarch, and then my opponent plays a Tron land, I'm like, all right,
cool,
get
I
wrecked.
Yeah.
But if I lost the dice roll and my opponent plays that Tron land before I do anything, then I sigh.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Are you getting cold back here?
Yeah, it is pretty cold back here. It is pretty cold back here, yeah.
My God.
So I'm a little confused. Why have so few Merfolk been played? Like, are we just getting there with... See, yeah, this play that Luke has made gets... Like, he's just been trying to go at it with Mutavaults, but he's getting blown out by the Snapcaster here.
Yeah.
So he's going to take 2 and go to 5. His opponent's tapped out. So that means next turn, Alan can swing with Geist for 6, put his opponent to 6. Now, notably, Alan could not actually flash back. Oh, why does that put Alan to 1?
Oh, I don't think he blocked with snap.
Oh. Maybe he didn't block with snap.
Obviously didn't. So he thinks he can win right here, right now.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he's
Oh,
gonna
he just got
yeah,
bolt.
he had Tribal Flames in hand. He didn't even need the bolt. He's just going to swing for 6, 7, 8, and then Tribal Flames you.
What the hell's Tribal Flames?
What do you mean, what the hell's right? It's the name of the deck.
Look, listen here.
So swing for... I guess I don't get it. Why is he deliberating?
Because Luke's got to get that land, bro.
Oh, okay.
Tribal lands.
Yeah,
all right.
but Alan knows he wins here because he swings for 8,
Tribal Flames
and then he can
deals
cast
X
Bolt and
damage
Tribal
to
Flames, or just Tribal Flames.
X is the number of basic land types among... Okay. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, so this Tribal Flames does 4 damage, which is exactly lethal on this board.
Why? Okay.
I'm pretty confused why Luke had a handful of cards, but instead opted to just swing with Mutavaults. I don't. I guess I don't get it. Luke, I think, had 5 cards in hand.
I'm not. No, he had more than that.
Well,
at the time when you were questioning about it, he had 6, because then he Aether Vialed one of the cards.
Harbinger.
Yeah. Whatever, dude.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
So what decks